Shalom, Israel. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rahak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well. Peace, salutations, blessings to the elect pushing the word across the four corners of earth, risking your life to do so. And wanted to bring this out. The brother Required Quam had brought this out. Go subscribe to their brother if you're not. GMS Freedom Most High 7. And this is the word judgment from 1 John 4:17. Word is crisis. Let's say krisis. Yeah, krisis, crisis, same thing. And what does it mean? Judgment. A separating. A separation. This is going to ultimately separate the elect from the 2/3 of Israel. This is going to be it. Right? The elect is going to go one way. The 2/3 is going to go a whole nother way. And it's going to be a beautiful thing, and may I be of that number. All right, and you still have a lot of wicked men, wolves in sheep's clothing, out here in Israel. And you have to evaluate, for all of you out there who are listening, and you might, be questioning your leadership, questioning certain things. Hey, why is he not going out? Hey, why is he not teaching this when the scriptures say that? Because if it's some real men over at ISUPK and IUIC, if it's some real men, you're going to read the scriptures and you're going to question certain things. And the elect is ultimately going to be delivered out of those different camps because they've been infiltrated. All right, now the scriptures say the gates of hell will not prevail against basically the house of David. But you guys are in for a rocky road. All right, I'm going to read down for crisis because that's what people keep saying, polycrisis. You keep seeing that. You keep seeing these events. They're talking about they got some other shit and they're evaluating people and it shrinks your thing. And they have this thing coming up, this event. Now in Texas, them Edomites are ready to fucking implode because they actually did a joke about that years ago. I think it was Sacha Baron Cohen. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do another lesson on that. And he was talking to some it might have been Texas. He was talking to some people down south, and he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna build this mosque right here." They was like, "What the fuck is this guy talking?" And now they've built mosque after mosque after mosque. Man, these Edomites are ready to explode if they're real men. America's so weak now. But anyway, selection, judgment. Right? Judgment is about to occur. Say, valley of decision. Yahweh Shaphat, Jehoshaphat. Right? Decisions are about to be made. And the scriptures say what? Be not hasty in the time of trouble. Meaning don't make rash decisions. When shit starts to really happen like that. We gotta stay cool, calm, and collected. So like it. And see, the thing about Esau is the hatred for him is completely different than the hatred for us. So you guys hate us for us being right, and the 2/3 too. For you 2/3. The 2/3 are not right. I'm saying you guys are with the lot of Esau. All right, the scriptures say you are your father, the devil. And this is Isaiah 9:16. You guys are hated because you guys are full of shit. And we're hated because we're right. And the scriptures say that we're right. This is Isaiah 9:15. The ancient and honorable, he is the head, and the prophet that teacheth lies, he is the tail. So there's a ranking system. That's why I said they were going to be least in the kingdom. Whoever teaches men against them. We're going to get it right today. Matthew 5:19, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Then it says, for I say unto, so there's going to be an order in the kingdom of heaven. There's going to be, a rank and file. I know, I just want to teach, what I was taught, the correct things. And I want to be, at a high level. But, where the Lord puts me, that's up to him. All right, but it says what? For I say unto you that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. Exactly. So these wicked scribes and Pharisees, if your righteousness does not exceed them, you won't enter into the kingdom of heaven. So some of them who actually knew that they were Israelites, they won't be going around on the first go around for the kingdom of heaven. All right, now eventually all Israel will be saved, but that's not until they're born back. All right, but the wicked ones, they're gonna die what's called the second death. Yeah, it's about to be multiple judgments, polycrisis. So I'm gonna read a little more. Sentence of condemnation, damnatory judgment is judgment, of course. Accusation, condemnation, damnation, judgment. There's a lot going on. All right, and I can see them doing that. I can see them, they let Jake have this little summer, maybe pull the prices down a little bit. You still got stuff going on. You still got different things leading up, but I can see them doing that. And then as soon as it's fall, the time of the harvest, unleash all hell. And then, people have to sit out. I don't know the exact order it's going to go. But we see the setup. All right, yeah, what does it say? The prudent man foreseeth the evil. See, we look down the line, we look at the scriptures, we look at all the things it says. It says what? Through great tribulation shall they enter into the kingdom of heaven. Shit about to go down. Through much tribulation. Verse 17, therefore the Lord shall have no joy in their young men, neither shall have mercy on their fatherless and widows, for every one is a hypocrite and an evildoer, and every mouth speaketh folly. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. Meaning he's still gonna keep fucking you up. Yeah, because this time, as the scriptures say, the Lord is gonna pull back mercy. See, mercy was extended to the Israelites. Mercy has been extended. And you got guys coming in and playing stupid. Turn it, man. Like I said, man, the false prophet, he is the tail. You are the lowest piece of shit. You are the lowest. For wickedness burneth as the fire. It shall devour the briars and thorns, and shall kindle in the thickets of the forest, and they shall mount up like the lifting up of smoke. Through the wrath of the Lord of hosts is the land darkened, right? The Lord of armies. Every army ultimately serves the Lord. The land is going to be darkened. As I say, dark, day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Literal clouds up above. Got these missiles that are going to blot out the sun. There's explosions. It's going to be confusion, and it's actually literally going to be darkness. That's one of the plagues of Egypt. And the people shall be as the fuel of fire. No man shall spare his brother. And so, man, and all of you Israelites who follow these men, you're going to be on that list for that fire and for not being spared. You really believe this? You believe John, come on, man, John, the Baptist, the forerunner to Yahweh Shai, was not in the truth. Moses is not in the truth. The name of the Lord is Yeshua, even though there was no E or U. The understanding has been given. All right, the order, it's an order. There's a spiritual order if you're paying attention. All right, that's it. That's just written in the scriptures. Even if you understand that, you understand it, because it's not even about, position and all that stuff. But at the same time, those men who are the first fruits, who are elders, that's why they're worthy of double honors. Because they're continuing to use their experience to water and nourish the flock, all right, to give you the correct doctrine. Feed you with food, feed you with the milk. All right, this is Psalms 119. And that's why as a congregation, it should be reading. Everybody should be reading. Everybody in all of our camps, you should be going through the scriptures. It shouldn't be one guy, okay, this is the guy, he knows everything, and everybody else just kind of stands around. No, everybody should abound in the word. And if it's something, a dispute or something, then do all things decently in order. Run it past this person, run it past that person, so on and so forth. And if you guys don't know the answer, you guys need to get with your nearest Great Millstone camp, right? Which, if you're not in Great Millstone, you don't have to teach what we teach, but we teach the correct doctrine. That's why we're all together. That's what brought us together. We're not here just as a gang or something. We have the correct doctrine. We teach the right doctrine. If we go off, we correct each other. But anyway, back to this, Psalms 119. And 107, I am afflicted very much. Quicken me, O Lord, according unto thy word. Except I beseech thee. And it's not just the law either, it's ordinances. You have ordinances. Right, like smoking. The scriptures talk about ordinances. Smoking is not, it don't necessarily say verbatim you cannot smoke, but that's against the customs of the scriptures. That's against the manners that was taught. That's a heathen custom. That's something that was brought to Jamaica by those Elamites. All right, when you look that up, it was called ganja, because they was calling it after, it's a river, the Ganges River. It's what they consider a holy river, which that's another story. They shit in it, they throw dead bodies in it. But the river Ganga, so they got a plant from right there, then they called it ganja. Now Jake wants to throw that in as if that's a custom of the scriptures. That's not. That's a heathen custom. And it's a lot of things that are not exactly defined, but through the ordinances that in the customs that we follow is that which pertains to the scriptures. All right, verse 110. Matter of fact, verse 109. My soul is continually in my hand, yet do I not forget thy law. Yeah, and the apostle, I remember he said, that's meat, but you should know the law. Judgments go forth from the law. It says, the wicked have laid a snare for me, yet I erred not from thy precepts. All right, the wicked have laid a snare, and that includes the wicked Israelites who picked this book up. All right, people can snare you up with bullshit. Hey, come on over here. We believe this. All right, and if they really slick, they're gonna get a few things right, okay, and then completely go off on something. Oh, it's mermaids, and you can clone a man, and Friday is the Sabbath. No. That's not in the scriptures. All right, that's not, no. That's incorrect. All right, it said, yet I erred not from thy precepts. See, through thy precepts I get understanding. That's why you have to know the scriptures for yourself. Right? Don't get ensnared through following somebody, because it could be a brother and they're telling you one thing and they sincerely are telling you something, but you still have to check and know why. All right, the men you teach next to, why is this man saying that? If the scriptures say X, Y, Z. It says, thy testimonies have I taken as a heritage forever, right? Heritage. For they are the rejoicing of my heart. I have inclined my heart to perform thy statutes always, even unto the end. Exactly. And that's where we're at. We're at the end, where we're inclined to perform the statutes. Statutes, let's look at this word up. Hakwa. Statute, ordinance, exactly, ordinance. Same thing, custom, manner. So it's all rolled in one. Right? Disrespecting your elders and all this, YouTube shit, where you lying on people and all this other stuff. That's not the ordinances of the scriptures. That's somebody that's you new era guys who are emotional and raised by probably a single woman, and you coming with some weak shit. This is Psalms 124 and 6. Blessed be the Lord who hath not given us as a prey to their teeth. In fact, let me jump up, because this is what's coming, man. The flood. Psalms 124, and part of Esau's flood too. More than likely, if you think about it, is them shutting down the airways, shutting down, YouTube. Because they want to shut down communication. They want to shut down a highway of information. Probably stopping certain things from even popping up online. So just keep that in mind too. To prove man foreseeth the evil. Might be a time where, like I said, they shut down all these phone networks. We have T-risk activity, or we have people communicating this and that. Okay, we gotta have to shut it down. That's why it's good to have skills too, which ultimately the Lord is going to save the elect. But it's always good to have skills. It's all part of prudence. That's what this is. You apply the scriptures to whatever you do with all your might, as it says. But you can do martial arts. You can train your body. It's all good for you. Train your mind. Have your whatever hobby going on in the background. You gotta apply yourself to something, right? We ain't just sitting up doing lessons all day. You have to navigate life, right? You gotta have a job. Gotta have certain things. But ultimately, it's in the Lord's hands. Right? Like the scriptures say, He trusted not in the legs of man. All right, back to this Psalms 124. In fact, let's start at verse 1, and I'll close it out with this chapter. It said, a song of degrees of David. A degree is a step, a song of steps. If it had not been the Lord who was on our side. Now may Israel say, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side when men rose up against us. See, that's what's about to happen. Men are about to rise up. And if the Lord's not with you, we already read it. The fuel of fire, you're going to be one of them ones on the ground somewhere. It said, then they had swallowed us up. This is serious. This is serious business. You know, a lot of guys come around because this is like they think this is like a game or something to do, or, you know, monkey see, monkey do, whatever weird notion. I always, you know, my grandma said I should be a pastor, you know, whatever reason, or you saw us on the highways and byways, man, I want to do that. But if the Lord is not with you, you're not of the elect, then you brought yourself into a greater destruction, because now, you know, you're an Israelite. So them that knew are beaten with more stripes, right? So it's ultimately a trap for the wicked. The Lord is a gin, a snare, and a trap for the wicked. All right, it said, verse 3, then they had swallowed us up quick when their wrath was kindled against us. Then the waters had overwhelmed us. The stream had gone over our soul. The waters had overwhelmed us. Like the flood. Scriptures talk about the flood. Then the proud waters had gone over our soul. Blessed be the Lord. It's talking about men coming against us. Talking about an army. All right, that's how it's going to happen, man. It's going to be a flood. Blessed be the Lord, who have not given us a prey to their teeth. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken, and we are escaped. Our help is in the name of the Lord, who have made heaven and earth. So there you go. The elect is ultimately going to escape. The only way out is up. All right, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai. Shalom to the elect. Shalom to the sisters listening and learning as well.